In a small town where trust in teachers runs deep, one black teen faced a nightmare no student should endure. This is the story of Jamal, a bright student with dreams as big as his heart. When a routine classroom assignment turned into a lesson in cruelty, everything changed. His teacher's actions were more than just hurtful, they cut deep into his dignity. But Jamal's resilience sparked a chain reaction no one saw coming. As the town whispered and tensions simmered, Jamal quietly plotted his response. His friends rallied behind him, and the community braced for a showdown. What happened next left everyone stunned and sparked a movement that echoed far beyond the classroom walls. Join us as we unravel the tale of justice, resilience, and the power of standing up against injustice. This is Jamal's story, a journey from humiliation to a stunning twist that changed everything. Jamal was the kind of student who lit up a room with his curiosity. Teachers often praised his sharp mind, but this one particular teacher seemed to see only his skin color. The day it all happened started like any other, students settling into their seats, chatter filling the air. Then came the assignment. Jamal raised his hand to clarify a question, his usual eagerness to learn shining through. But instead of an answer, the teacher's response was laced with sarcasm and something darker. The words stung, but it was the way the teacher mocked him in front of the entire class that made Jamal feel small. The laughter from some classmates only made it worse. Jamal's friends were furious, but he told them to let it go for now. Inside, though, he was torn between anger and sadness. What Jamal didn't know was that this moment would ignite something far bigger than himself. Jamal tried to focus on his schoolwork, but the incident replayed in his mind like a broken record. The teacher's cruel words weren't just an insult. They were a reminder of how some people still judged him for things he couldn't change. At home, his mom noticed his silence and asked what was wrong. At first, Jamal hesitated. He didn't want to cause trouble, but as he spoke, the weight of what happened poured out. His mom listened carefully, her face shifting from concern to determination. Meanwhile, at school, the story spread. Some students whispered in support of Jamal, while others dismissed it, saying he was being too sensitive. The teacher carried on as if nothing had happened, but Jamal could feel a tension growing in every class. Quietly, he started gathering support from classmates who had witnessed the incident. With their help, Jamal began crafting a plan that would make his voice impossible to ignore. As days turned into weeks, Jamal's plan began to take shape. He stayed after school, talking to classmates who had witnessed the teacher's behavior. Slowly, stories began to emerge. This wasn't the first time the teacher had crossed a line. Jamal realized he wasn't just standing up for himself, but for everyone who had ever felt silenced. His mom reached out to other parents, and soon a small group of allies started forming. The school hallways buzzed with tension. Jamal kept his head high, even as the teacher gave him cold stares during class. Every comment, every glare only fueled his determination. One afternoon, Jamal's best friend, Mia, approached him with an idea. "We need to make this bigger," she said, her voice steady. Jamal hesitated. What if it backfired? But deep down, he knew Mia was right. Together, they decided to take a bold step that would force the school to pay attention. The stage was set, and the moment of truth was just around the corner. The day of their big move arrived, and Jamal and Mia were ready. They had spent countless evenings preparing, gathering statements, printing evidence, and organizing everything into a clear, undeniable case. During lunch, they unveiled their plan, a peaceful walkout to show solidarity against injustice. Word spread like wildfire, and by the end of the day, students from all grades were whispering about the bold stand they were about to take. But just when Jamal thought they were in control, a twist shook everything. The principal called Jamal into her office. Sitting across from her, Jamal could feel the weight of her gaze. She revealed she'd heard rumors about the walkout and warned him against causing unnecessary disruption. Her tone was sharp, almost dismissive, and it was clear she didn't fully grasp the gravity of what had happened in that classroom. Jamal left the office feeling a mix of fear and determination. If anything, this only solidified his resolve. That evening, another unexpected development surfaced. An anonymous email was sent to Jamal's inbox. It contained screenshots of messages, conversations between the teacher and another staff member. The content was shocking, exposing attitudes far worse than Jamal had imagined. Now, Jamal wasn't just fighting for justice in his classroom. He was uncovering a deeper issue within the school itself. The morning of the walkout arrived, and tension hung thick in the air. Jamal stood near the school entrance, heart pounding as he watched students file in. For a moment, he feared no one would join him. Then, one by one, classmates began to gather. Mia stepped forward, a quiet strength in her eyes, and nodded at Jamal. It was time. As the clock struck noon, students streamed out of classrooms, their footsteps echoing through the halls. The sight was powerful. Dozens of kids united, holding signs and chanting for fairness and respect. Outside, local reporters had already arrived, tipped off by one of the parents. The walkout was making waves. But just as Jamal started to feel a sense of triumph, the teacher appeared, flanked by the principal. They demanded everyone return to class immediately, threatening consequences. That's when Jamal pulled out the printed screenshots from the anonymous email. The crowd fell silent as he read aloud the teacher's own words, proof of deeper prejudice. The principal's face paled, realizing the weight of the evidence. The teacher tried to defend herself, but the damage was done. In the aftermath, the teacher was placed on leave pending investigation, and the school launched a diversity training program. Jamal thought it was over, but a week later, he received another anonymous message. This one revealed that the original email came from someone inside the school, a quiet ally who had been watching all along. It wasn't just a victory for Jamal. It was a reminder that change often starts with the courage of one person, but it takes a community to finish the fight. In the weeks that followed, the school felt different. Jamal noticed more open conversations among students and teachers about respect and equality. The walkout had sparked something bigger, a call for change that couldn't be ignored. The principal publicly apologized for not addressing concerns sooner, and new policies were introduced to ensure every student felt safe and valued. For Jamal, it wasn't just about the outcome. It was about the journey, the courage it took to stand up, the support from friends like Mia, and the power of a united community. He learned that even in the face of fear, taking a stand could lead to something greater than himself. As he walked home one afternoon, Jamal's phone buzzed with a message. Asterisk, you made a difference. Keep going, asterisk, he smiled, realizing that sometimes, even in the darkest moments, light finds a way to shine through. His story was just the beginning.